Happy Friday to you, and welcome to A Course in Miracles 365, Awakening to Love. I'm your host, Tomas Garza. And well, today it actually is Friday. If you were watching 2 days ago, that was Wednesday. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I had in my mind that it was Friday. I was looking ahead, looking forward to Friday. And if you'll recall, I said Happy Friday on Wednesday, but today it actually is Friday here in North America. So happy Friday to you all, and Saturday in Australia, New Zealand, Asia. Yeah, this is great. Welcome. Welcome to this live stream. Today we're going through the workbook for students in A Course in Miracles, and we're all the way up to lesson 98 today, which is presenting some radical, profound truth. I love it, and I love it. So thank you all for tuning in and for joining me here today. And for those of you that are watching on my personal Facebook page, welcome. And again, thank you for joining me. This is a live stream that I've had here on Enlightened World Network since January this year. And it is a beautiful place where you can tune in to some really powerful healers, light workers, and some great programming about universal spirituality. So I'm very happy to be here. And I'm happy that you're joining me here on whichever platform you're tuning in on. Now, if you're new to this live stream, it's daily, and you can catch back episodes on YouTube on Enlightened World Network. That is their YouTube channel. And this show and every other show on the network has its own playlist. So you can access all of the past versions of this. And if you're going through this workbook, the workbook for students, and you're on a different lesson than we're on today, which is lesson 98. If you've just started out, you can catch a live stream for everything up to today on that YouTube channel, which is updated very, very consistently, and they'll have all the back episodes there. So there's a lot of content for you. And if you have questions about a certain lesson, you can check out my comments here and actually other people's too, because it is live and I do take comments and questions here, right here on the live show and on the replay. So you can tune in to all of that, and it will help enhance your understanding, your own journey through this extraordinary material. And it really is extraordinary. All of spirituality is extraordinary and beautiful, and whatever form that takes for you, I'm really glad you're here. The Course in Miracles can augment any spiritual practice that you may have, and happily, it's a self-study course, so it does not require that you jettison and abandon your existing practice in favor of this one. Now, if this is your sole spiritual practice, so be it. It can certainly stand on its own. It produces and presents universal spiritual principles for all of us to incorporate into our lives. And that's what it's all about, is about integrating it into our lives so we consistently show up, choosing love. That's it. That's it. We just happen to make it a little bit more difficult, don't we? For all kinds of reasons. And it is our habitual conditioning. It is our societal conditioning, no matter what part of the world you're raised in. It is our familial upbringing, schools, our culture, everything molds us. And here we are, here you are, shedding that, peeling back those layers of conditioning to get at what is underneath and what has always been there. That's the beauty of all of this, is truth has always been true. By definition, right? It's never been false, and it's never been confused about what it is. Therefore, in truth, we've never truly left ourselves. However, we think we have, right? We appear to have, as we wander off, having all kinds of experiences of pain and disconnection, suffering, when in reality, we're something else entirely. Spiritual practice, including the workbook for students in A Course in Miracles, is all about experiencing and stabilizing this experience of who we really are, making it constant. When we do that, all of the drama, all of the superfluous stuff, and again, you may use a different S word for stuff. All of the stuff disappears. We quite literally shine it away, like turning on a light in a dark room. You walk into a dark room, flip the light switch on, the darkness is gone. It's been canceled. And the beauty of all of this is you did not have to do pitched battle with the darkness. You didn't have to pull out a sword or an automatic pistol and shoot the darkness, nor did you have to physically, nor verbally, nor emotionally threaten it at all. It never was your opponent. This is beautiful. It is not and never was your opponent. All you do is walk in, flip on the light switch, and boom, it's gone. As though it were never there. So, spirituality, if you've tuned in to some of these live streams before, you'll know that it's very simple. The workbook ideas, which they call lessons, are all very simple statements. They're very basic statements. They're very concise statements. The issue is what we bring to the table is our own conditioning and our own disbelief of those statements. It is our own conditioning and the way we show up completely doubting, we're incredulous that anyone could ever have the audacity to say things like, I am one with God, like yesterday's idea, I am spirit. Of course you are. Of course you are. Yet we act incredulous and we bring this doubt and this skepticism to the table and turn it on ourselves. Honestly, don't we? We turn it on ourselves and we go off and sit and spin in our own world of thoughts and doubt and frustration. And we're so seldom willing to sit with an idea like this and momentarily, even if it's only for one moment, suspend our disbelief. The workbook states at the very beginning, and this is a wonderful thing, that it does not expect you to believe any of the day's ideas. In fact, it just goes on to say that you may resist some of them quite strongly. And if you are, then you're doing it right. Yeah, spirituality is not one blissed out trip. Practice is not like that in the world. Why? Because we have all this conditioning. We must become aware of it and bring it to the surface where it can be dealt with. Now, by dealt with, I mean light switch flipped on, canceled, shown away. It's coming up for release. We release it. We release it. This is what spiritual practice is seeing the stuff. Insert another word for stuff, yes? If that's coming up for you, good. It's beautiful. It's great. Doesn't feel great, does it, at the time? Because we want to retreat into feelings of bliss all of the time. But what if you, by dealing with all of the stuff, were able to experience that happiness, that joy, that sense of connection, limitlessness all of the time? What if you were able to do that? What then? That's what we're doing in these exercises, in the daily practice periods, in the workbook, is we're reaching for that. We're getting out of our own way and saying, hey, I don't have all the answers here. I could use some help. Please help me. Show me. Show me. I'm here. And it's that willingness that will propel your growth. It is that willingness that will speed you along the way. If you don't believe it now, that's all right. All you have to do is watch this live stream and entertain the day's idea, even if it's just for a second. The Course says that all the Holy Spirit, as our teacher, as the voice for God, needs is just a little willingness, split second even. That's enough to rush in, fill the gap, and have us lead a completely different life, fundamentally altering our experience and those of all of us. We're all connected. We're all connected, and it in fact is truth that we're all one. So what's today's idea that I keep talking about? Well, it's lesson 98, and it's I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation. That's a very strong, very bold, and a very wonderful assertion. I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation. I will accept. I will no longer resist. Yes. I will no longer seek happiness in all kinds of external things. It's an inside job. I accept this. I will get out of my own way. I accept the life that I'm here to lead. I accept the role that I'm here to play. I accept and I own and I give thanks for my own purpose here, because it's all planned out. We're all here for a reason, and there are people in the world that only you will reach. I mean, I could just say that every day on the live stream. I could say it 50 times a day and have that constitute the entire live stream, because it's so important. It's so important. Yeah. So we're all asking you to do your part in God's plan for salvation right now, today. Please, it impacts all of us. There are people in the world that only you can reach. It does not make any difference if you consider yourself a teacher or not. You don't have to hold yourself out as an instructor, as I do. You do not have to hold yourself out as a teacher. You do not have to hold yourself out as a professor, a consultant, a coach. There are people in your life right now that are waiting for you to take this step. And you know that's the case. You know it. How do I know that? Well, you're watching this live stream. Of course you know it. Yeah? Of course you know that there are people out there that only you can reach. So what are you waiting for? We all have to ask this question of ourselves. What are we waiting for? When we could make the decision right now, in the present moment, the only moment that exists, to choose love and to step forward and accept our role, accept your part, yeah, your function in God's plan for salvation. Do that and side with truth. We have truth on the one hand, we have illusion on the other. We have God, we have the ego, we have love, we have fear. That's the choice that we make with every action, every moment of every day. The more we become consciously aware of it, the more we can choose love. And if we don't become consciously aware of it, what happens? We sit and spin, right? We fall prey to everything that frustrates us, that makes us angry, that makes us unhealthy, and, well, a pain to be around. Yeah, that leaves us feeling lacking, unworthy, less than. The list goes on and on. We all know these feelings. We're seeking to have a different experience, all of us. And when you accept your part in God's plan for salvation, you can be sure of something, certainty. You can be certain that you're on the right track. Yeah. How will you know? You will feel that. You will feel it, and you will be shown what this experience is like, to own your own purpose with certainty of success. Why? Your ego's not running the show. Your higher self is running the show. Like it's always been waiting and yearning to do. Always. Truth has never gone anywhere as we have wandered, as we have had all kinds of frustrating experiences. We've all done horrible things to people. We've all said mean things to people. We've all done mean things to people. And we have all done, psychologically at least, horrible, mean things to ourselves, haven't we? That's why we're all here on this path. And what we need to do is sit with today's idea. It's very powerful. I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation. Okay. Doing that is a guarantee that you will experience the peace of God. Doesn't mean you're going to do it in 15 minutes. I mean, read our disclaimer if you want to, because this should come with a disclaimer, right? A guarantee does not mean a guarantee in 15 minutes. Understand that in truth, there is no such thing as linear time. The function of time here in the world is for us to wake up. It's for us to have this experience. In other words, it's for us to make decisions. The choice, love or fear. That's what time is for. A Course in Miracles says that repeatedly throughout. And that's what it's for, guys. Yeah, it's not so we can cram our calendar full of appointments. And if you have a calendar crammed full of appointments, fantastic, right? But it's not so we can do anything other than wake up. And awakening, enlightenment, yeah, union with God, call it whatever you want to call it. We will get there because it's who we are, each of us. Now, because you're watching this, you can't go back. Isn't that exciting? Should be. Should be. All of the stuff is going to come up for release. And with practice, with that little willingness, you'll recognize it and you will release it. And you don't just liberate yourself, you liberate everybody. Why? Because we are all connected. One does, in fact, mean connected. It's the epitome of connectedness. One. So recite today's idea and sit and wait to be shown this. Wait to feel the truth of this. It's beyond words. Spirituality is beyond words. We're using them. These workbook ideas are words. Yeah, they're symbols, and it's how we communicate with each other. The experience is beyond words. So make a little time for it. It's worth it. Okay. So that's the commentary that I've got for today on Workbook Lesson 98. So let's see who's tuning in. This is one of my favorite parts that I really love, is being able to interact with all of you. So if you have questions or comments, feel welcome to leave them here in the comment thread. And I will get back to them because I check this live stream, the comments at least, several times during the day. This is a daily live stream on Enlightened World Network. So if you're curious, the time does bounce around every day. It's not at the exact same time. So I would invite you to check on Enlightened World Network's Facebook page, the show guide at the beginning of every day that has the day's programming for all of the network, including all the wonderful shows that are here. All right. So I'm inviting you, if you want to consider it a challenge, fantastic. Yeah. I'm inviting you to accept your part. You know what that is. And if you're not sure, you do know deep down, but if you're not sure, ask. Ask for clarification. Ask your teacher to show you. Ask your guides to show you. Doesn't matter who they are. Ask to be shown. You will receive the answer. And it's all of our destiny to accept our part. So the question then becomes, why delay the inevitable when the inevitable is peace? It's the peace of God. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you back here again tomorrow, and have a beautiful weekend, everyone.